Welcome to this dsensor living peer-to-peer cohort study setup demonstration / proof of concept. So we start by bringing our resolution wallet to life. This connects us to our decentralized MadeSafe account where the actual raw data will be stored. We then need to log into the resolution wallet. We have to connect to our Ethereum blockchain account. Also, we're going to connect to the messaging system for dsensor. So this in white is the individual or example of one of the individuals participating in the living cohort study. Obviously, we want many millions of those. Everyone be free to participate. A permissionless network. And then we need to actually test out some hypothesis or science against the study, in this case, in this blue background. We have to start by signing in again to our blockchain account and also the messaging system. And then we're going to connect all peers. Now, as I said, this will be for many people, and to simulate these many accounts, I'm going to connect some simulated accounts. So and then over here, I'm creating many accounts at once. And then I need to connect to those. Cool, so a simulated network in the real world, as each individual would sign into the resolution wallet, all this would happen automatically behind the scenes, but just shows you the technical setup. So we need to add data to this living cohort study. In this case, it's going to start with a wearable. So it's an Amigo, got its firmware number. Select the sensors that this wearable's got. This creates an account to register the hardware onto the blockchain smart contract. This is then followed by the creation of a storage contract, which sets up the permissions. In this particular study, the permissions are going to be asked for by the dsensor protocol itself. So this saves us this explicit exchanging of public key, private key access on a more traditional basis. So we have our Amigo, we can press a check button, data will come streaming in and be saved. And this is happening at many accounts. So we then want to test out some hypotheses. So these are done through a smart contract called a DMAP, which is really the science. It contains the science in computational form. So here we're going to create a mental health living cohort. It's just a demo. This is based on temperature and activity. And then we need to add the GitHub URL. So here the scientist has their GitHub account. Each GitHub allows you to clone the repository. And because we want to have the specific instance of the code, GitHub on each commit produces a unique hash. Here we're going to create some visualization options. So in a previous demo we went for the more test traditional trial. This time we're going to use the automatic dsensor. And because it's automatic, it's hard to visualize, but we'll just speak through what's happening. So we've just uploaded the code repository. So what's going to happen now is all the participants in the network, when I roll it to the network, we're basically going to perform a random walk over the peer-to-peer network. And if a particular peer gets chosen, they will do a smart contract interface between the storage contract and this the map. That will allow them to then call the GitHub repository, download the code to their account in a sandbox environment, run the computation. The start of the computation will be recorded on the smart contract for the computation. When it's completed, the answers will be then put back into the smart contract for the science. And this continues until the network's decided that enough sampling has been done. So we'll try and show some of that through the technical interface. So first stage is that the science still needs to be registered onto the blockchain, so the mining happens. So messages are being sent around the network right now. So here we start to see that a message has hit this particular account, sampling protocol. So as soon as that happens, the code's downloaded, executed. Each participant in a dsensor network that's chosen to be sampled makes the computational model of the science is asked to make a prediction path. So that prediction path is again stored into a smart contract. So as the actual recording of the outcomes come along, that data is compared and computed. So we'll just shut down the mining. So the network will eventually settle. So the scientists can then tap into this at any time. And here's a quick sample into the chart. But really they're not going to do it through the resolution wall. It's just like a summary interface. They're actually going to perform their own statistical analysis and their own statistical tool or custom machine learning algorithm as they chose. So here we can get the data, and then in this case they wanted to make a linear regression, which will then, but the unique thing here is that they've had no control over which data sources were sampled, and the study never stops. So this sampling will continue to go every messaging cycle, which is currently every 10 minutes on the dsensor network. So it's harder to show the automation, but hopefully it gives you an insight of what's possible and still give the user visualization over the process. Thank you.